start with Sefer Chofetz Chaim. So the big topic is new, and it says Toelas, contrast of Lashon Hara versus Rechilus. So what is the difference? Let's just remind us. Rechilus is when somebody said, I heard that such and such person talked about you, right? And Lashon Hara is when somebody is like speaks about you. That's Rechilus is technically somebody is telling you that somebody spoke about you. That's the difference. Okay. So Rechilus versus and Lashon Hara. The conditions for statements to be considered proper constructive speech rather than prohibited Rechilus are almost identical to those which permit communicated information that would otherwise be considered Lashon Hara. There is information that is derogatory and harmful. In fact, the study of the situations which permit Rechilus and Loshon for constructive purpose will reveal that virtually every case involves Lashon Hara as well. So Lashon Hara is a negative speech. So even though, as we said, under certain circumstances, we are allowed to talk about other people, warn other people, right? We said all of the seven, of course, all of the 7 conditions must take place, right? But anyway, the speech itself is Lashon Hara, but it is permitted because it is for constructive purpose. Just because it is permitted, it did not stop to be Lashon Hara. It's not permitted, but under the circumstances, like because all of the people involved, it is permitted. Okay. As discussed above, among the reasons which permit speaking Rechilus for constructive purpose are the prevention or termination of harm. Right. So we know, as we said, somebody is trying to get married to somebody else, and you know that that person is a drug user. I mean, maybe he's been clean for a few months now, but people relapse, right? So everybody knows that. So in this girl, she has no idea, and so we have to let her know. Maybe he told her, maybe not, right? Or again, right, that prevention terminating the harm, or gain in restitution to harm caused by the subject, right? Or maybe if it's possible, let's say, to take this person to BeEzrat and get some restitution wherever he broke something. Okay, so that's also a constructive purpose. If there is no way to take it to BeEzrat, so it would be like Lashon Hara, because okay, so you know the information. How does it help anybody? Does not. Okay. Such statement invariably incriminate the subject, and therefore Lashon Hara. So incriminate the subject, meaning what? Speak negatively about him, that he did or she did something wrong. Okay. Thus, for Rechilus to be spoken for a constructive purpose, all conditions which permit speaking Lashon Hara for a constructive purpose must be met as well. Okay. So I mean, there is no difference in this in this field. Conversely, all the motives that justify negative speech qualify for as a constructive purpose to permit speaking Rechilus, as we said, to prevent the harm or to stop something, right? Oh, okay. Continue. While one may publicize the wrongdoings of individual, if the social pressure could bring about the change in his behavior, one could not do so if the victim is as yet unaware of the individual identity. The evils that cause an animosity between the victim and villain outweigh the possibility of social pressure will yield constructive results. So you see, with this social pressure, I mean, all sages speak a lot about it. In olden days it was much easier, right? Much easier. What does it mean? So people lived in a small community, and if rabbis say you excommunicated, you right, so that's crazy. That's terrible. So nobody would deal with that person. Not allowed to have business with him. So okay, they allowed to give him. Let's say he's a worker. He works wherever in the field. So they would allow to give him like the smallest jobs to pay him so he can feed his family. But that's it. No more than that. You understand? Even his wife is not allowed to be with him because he's on right nidui. But so this social pressure worked very well, and nobody would marry his children, and this and that. So as soon as they warn him, if you don't change your conduct, we're going to do whatever we're going to do. So people were scared for sure. But today, people they can just move from one community to another, can they find out? Yeah, I think they can find out, but there is way to avoid it. If people want to keep it quiet, they would keep it quiet. Like these missionaries, I don't know if you know, like the Christian missionaries. So they went from one shul, they pretended to be Jews, then they moved to another one. Those from Arizona. Like they moved from community to community. Of course, they got detected. They were kicked out from a few places that understood who they are. But basically, it did not stop them from going to a different community, which accepted them. Okay, so we start here. So what Chofetz Chaim or these rabbis who compiled the book, they say, if you know that this social pressure is going to work, yeah, you can try. But otherwise, the animosity between these two, the victim and the villain, will override all these things.